Afternoon, everyone. Hope we are well. Happy Friday, and I hope you've had a good week. Today was a little bit of a crazy one. Husband duties, father duties, came back, seeing Kurt and other people are going to be on at 4:30. So I thought, you know what? Let's get something in. Last minute, get on there, obviously, on the screen for a 3:30. So again, my apologies for obviously being a little bit of a late notice. I appreciate everyone, obviously, coming in the chat. I know a lot of people may be busy, so the numbers may not be high today, but let's have a quick chat about what is going on at Arsenal and you know, whether we're happy or we're not. We had a good stream yesterday, which was very good, very engaging, which was excellent. But again, like I will repeat, this bad boy has managed to be on its way. So we don't have long left. So make sure that you share the video and get yourself with an opportunity to chance to win. This has got a couple of little things with it as well. I think it's got like a 12-month subscription and a £50 voucher for something else. It came with it in the bundle. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll give you more details on how we are going to obviously wrap that one up. But quickly, it's the same old news that's going around, really, actually. The market at the moment, the transfer market at the moment has gone a little bit quiet, and I think next week is going to be a crazy one. Everyone is in the chat. Devon's popped in. Big up, Fran. Buenos Aires, Vamos. That guy, D. Big up, Fran in the chat. Munzi's Talks is coming. Big up, mate. Greetings, fellow Franites. Franites, I love that. Beard is on point. Yeah, listen, he's got a little bit of dye on it. I need to get some dye. I think I've got some. A little bit of grays going in. We need to keep those grays away because it puts 25 years on you. But yeah, the beard was all right. I went to the old barbers today. Somehow I managed to get to the barbers, and he gave me a quick bar lead and a little trim on the beard. So yeah, I'm out in public over the weekend, so I better make sure I look all right. Thanks for noticing. Jeffrey's put, what's up, Fran? Thoughts on Arsenal being the biggest spenders? I'm sure we'll cover that. Chris, earlier on today, methinks Fran is on a promise. Beyond's put, big up, Fran. Listen, I've had my beard done and everything. Silvan's put, big up, Fran. Driving home from work, tuning. I hope everyone's had a magnificent week. Jack, afternoon, Fran. Hope you are good. Hope you are good as well. Social DRG, Andrew from Mississippi. Lionel, he's coming. Big up, Fran. Getting ready for this workout. Yeah, you get beasting, mate. You get beasting. Social. Social's put Ødegaard is an 8. Tone's coming. He's put I Fran in the chat. Man's looking sharp. Buenos Aires has put leave the greys, bro. It's called experience. Something Arteta doesn't have. Listen, the greys they're too bad. They're too bad. So, you know, we're gonna just keep that a little bit. Wait, is that a bold spot on your beard, Fran? Oh, we've got a Villa. I think Aston Villa's big. I think we've got a Villa fan. As long as he keeps it, you know, it keeps it sensible. We'll keep him in the chat. Make sure that is the case. Good evening from Mumbai, India, Fran. Absolutely love it, people. Like I say, we came on. It was a late notice. I tried to give you like half an hour's notice. I've been out and about doing the old, husband and daddy duties. So I thought we'd get on this afternoon. And we've already spoke about nearly everything that's going on, let's be honest. But it's been announced about, obviously, Ødegaard, Ramsdale, medical, and Aubameyang maybe available, depending how they're going to be. For me, I think they have to make him available for the weekend. So that's what we'll touch on. So I'm not a lot of people. Devon's put Frank could be a mod. I think we definitely need that mods now. I've got a couple of names, so yeah, keep that in mind. I definitely think we're gonna have to have mods soon. Now we're growing. By the way, we managed to get all our watch hours done, so I think if we can get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of this month or the end of the transfer window, we are flying. Absolutely flying. Yeah, sort out a bot. Yeah, I was speaking to Curtis about it. So he was telling me when he had to start doing all those stuff as well. So we will see. Crazy put big up friend the community, sending all the positive vibes. Excellent. Bjorn's put his beard turned grey 2-3 years ago. I had grey for a little bit, and then my wife was like, why don't you put a little bit of dye in it? I was like, I'm not sure, but we will see. Dangerous D's put troll alert. Listen, I don't mind any trolls as long as they're not offensive to people and they want to come in for a bit of banter. No problem. But if they want to go silly, you know, these people that are a bit miserable in life and want to cause problems, then, you know, they'll be out the chat. Fran, you need to make mods. Big up the channel. Would love to be a mod. Yeah, I spoke to a couple of people, so I vote Social DRG as a mod. I think there's a couple. It's Ashton, Social DRG, Devan, Tony C, etc. Just if people want to do it. So we will get to that point. Probably sort out and speak to a couple of you over the next coming week or so. So, yeah. Ødegaard's been announced a 4-year contract with an option of a final year. Arteta just what I don't know if you've seen Arteta's press conference again, like a politician, didn't really say much. Obviously, he spoke about Ødegaard getting him over the line. We know about Ødegaard. There's a lot of people are happy about it. Also, a lot of fans are not happy because they think that the money should have gone elsewhere, like we mentioned yesterday. And I'm sure we'll touch on it again. People have had 24 hours to digest what's going on, and I'm sure people have some different opinions about it. So interesting. He just said basically Ødegaard has something that we don't have. He has an alternative when it comes to his creative style. He sees passes basically others don't see, blah, 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 blah. The kind of stuff that we already knew that he will bring, and he will bring a lot more than what we've already got. That's absolute for certain. He will bring a lot more than what we've already got. But he is the player to drag us through. Like you say, we don't think he is the player to drag us through. However, he did say there is 11 days left and some business still needs to be done. So it'll be interesting. CJ's put, you have a broad-based 40 experience. I think you should do 60-40 content split, Arsenal football in general. Yeah, that's what we tend to do. I'm trying to do more, CJ, to be honest, because we started by doing other clubs, etc. It just so happens that obviously the community is mainly Arsenal, and we've spoke about the Arsenal as well. But yeah, keep an eye out. We will do stuff anyway later. I might get on again later on speaking about some other teams, to be honest. So look out for that stream, maybe 7 o'clock, something like that. And then I'm busy after that. So we will have a look. We'll probably look at the Premier League fixtures. So if you're about tonight, we'll have another live stream. Maybe we'll go over what's going on with the Premier League this weekend. So thanks a lot, CJ, for that. Embrace the Grey. It looks distinguished. Yeah, I did for years. I'll probably go back to it, to be honest, soon. Panny66, but afternoon, Franny. If Arsenal business stays as it is, what would you rate our window? If it stays out, I can't give it no more than a 6, to be honest. Oyugun, who's popped in, he's put hello. Bjorn, Ødegaard is a bargain. I think it's a massive bargain, to be honest. Mohammed's put great signing. Ødegaard is something our Arsenal need regardless. Definitely. Dangerous D's put if we play in the right system. Earl Lewis has put, Fran, what's your view on Ramsdale? We spoke about it yesterday, to be honest, Earl. I think interesting that Arteta mentioned something about he will bring his personality. He's a young goalkeeper. He's nowhere near his ceiling at the moment, basically, and things like that. So I think they've got high hopes for him, to be honest. I'll read a few more and then we'll go into it as well. I still have reserves about Arteta, but the great thing about all this spending is now there is no place to hide, 100%. Fred Pierce put, Fran, would you prefer 30 million on Ødegaard or Buendia? It's a strange one because Buendia is more attacking, but Ødegaard's probably more creative from central. So I think the reason people wanted Buendia or Maddison as well, was the excitement, going forward. So we will speak. 888 has put thoughts on Spurs record signing and a transfer request. Interesting. Fran, would you prefer 30 million on Ødegaard? We've already read that one. And Andrew's put, Arsenal spent 100 million. I don't see it, to be honest. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but the money spent doesn't match the talent. And FN has put, Fran, if all players fully fit, what is your preferred system and lineup for the rest of the season? And we'll get to those things. Master Sport, big up, Fran. Great content, in my opinion, with the signings made. What is your best 11? And Chris, as always, has put, are you going to Preston tomorrow? Getting older, need your beauty sleep. Yes, I'm doing the radio tomorrow at Preston in the Championship. So, and then I could do a little mini vlog like I did for the Luton game. So look out for that. And Captain's put, how mad would you be if Arsenal get pumped 5? I tried to detach my emotions from football at times because it can ruin your weekend. It can make you say and do things you don't really want to do. So I try and detach emotion and try and get a balanced argument, etc. So we will see how the weekend goes. I don't think it's going to be as a battering. To be honest, I don't think it's going to be a battering, but I think it's going to be hard for us to get something out of this game. Let's be honest. I really, really do. So I've actually not looked on anything about as the Spurs. Someone mentioned Spurs. Someone's put a transfer request in. Has Harry Kane put a transfer request in? I've been out the house, people, so forgive me. Try to stay detached from the phone when I'm out, so it gives the wife and my son their time. So you have great nashes, Fran. Yeah, I got them paid for. Harsh Peace, but we couldn't have got an Arna Basuma, Awar, Ødegaard for 85 million if we had held on with Saliba, but no, we let Saliba go and spent 80 million on Ben White and Ramsdale. But I support all the players' signings, which is fair enough. I think a lot of people would want other signings, and we did yesterday, and I brought Curtis's tweet up about his team, and a lot of people would gone for those signings. So 56 in the chat, unbelievable people. So we know about Ødegaard already. As for Ramsdale, I think Ramsdale, obviously the stick that he got is wrong. The abuse that he's got is wrong. And I don't think, probably, it may have come from Arsenal fans, you never know, but a lot of it is instigated by outside Arsenal fans, and then, naive or stupid Arsenal fans jump on that and start saying, yeah, he's this and that. Listen, I do think it's a little bit, maybe 5 or 6 million over. He's young, he's English, he's got potential. They're looking at it again, and we clearly see that the model that they are going for is buy. Interesting, in the press conference, Arteta was saying people are looking for it now, but 3, 4, 5 years down the line, you will see what the method is, basically. Assuming he's going to be down there for this long, because it's all right him saying that now, but if he gets a sack in 12 months, 6 months, 20 to 24 months, and these players are not quite up to it, new manager comes in, he has to get rid of these players, and you're back to square one. So unless he's been told he's got a job for 5 years and no matter what goes off, which I can't believe that would happen, I understand what he's trying to do for a club. So him, Kroenke, Edu must have sat down, and that's the model of the club, which for me is quite disappointing, quite alarming, because if it goes wrong, we are going to be miles behind, which we already are, but I'm talking miles behind the top 4 or doing anything whatsoever. So it's a big risk from the club. It's a big risk from Arteta, and from my sake and for all of our sakes, whoever's Arsenal fans, and definitely for his sake, I hope that obviously it pays off. So I can see why he's gone for Ramsdale. Obviously, Ødegaard will be our best young kid. He's the most creative in Arsenal at the moment. Now I've got him, and I can see why they pushed the boat out to try and get Ødegaard through the door. Now, he did say that there was going to be there's 11 days left, and a lot of stuff does happen. Like, when I was a football agent, this is money time. The last 11 days is money time. People panic. People offer players more money than they're worth. People offer them more years than they deserve, because they know if they don't get the work done, it's going to be a problem later on down the line. So this is where people start to stress and start to panic. I do believe that some of our fringe players will get out the door. They need to, your Reece Nelsons and all these other players, that we have. We've probably got about 6 or 7 players, Eddie and Ketty and all this stuff, that need to get out of the door. They really need to get out the door. We know Jacques is staying now. Oh, that's old news. So interesting that I think you're going to get probably a lot of loans, to be honest. Probably a lot of loans. And then we will see whether we can get anyone in. He does want to bring some players in, like Fred P saying, we need a right back. We desperately need a right back. But at the moment, we're not being linked with anyone. Yes, we should have gone for a Nana in goal. I don't know why we didn't. There must be more politics behind it. But as Social DRG says, to be honest, I'm quite happy with Ramsdale as a number 2, which potentially could become a number 1 with his potential. He's still young. He's been in the England squad, etc. So I'm actually not that disappointed with it. I just think the price, for example, if we would have got Max Aarons, Ødegaard, and Neves or Basuma, which a lot of people want, or a Awar, and someone else, and then we signed Ramsdale, a lot of people would say, you know what, that's not that bad. I think it's because the window has been so poor, and it shows a window as we are not competing anymore. And if you ever needed a sign to tell you which way we're going, then this is a sign, this transfer window, to be the biggest spenders so far at the moment. It doesn't look good, but I understand the model. I do understand the model. They've got 25 million back in, like you say, from Willock, etc. So It's not great. Let's be honest. Let's not try and, be major positive. The positive is if we understand the way that Arteta is trying to go, then we do have a positive route. However, I do not think we're that patient. I do not think we have that amount of time as a football club before we get left behind with the likes of Villa, Leicester. Spurs will try and throw a few quid in to see how West Ham do this year. They could overtake us, which makes us where we are now, 8th, 9th, and 10th, for not competing for the top 6 even, never mind the top 4, which is quite worrying, I've got to be honest. Now, going over a couple of things that he said in the press conference before we obviously get to the Aubameyang situation, was he got questioned on the Brentford game. He was saying that he basically had the bad news 24 hours or 48 hours before the game, and he had to just put a team out unprecedentedly, or whatever he wanted to call the word, maybe a problem in translation, but basically unexpectedly, he didn't really want to put that team out, but he had to make the best of what he had available and had to try and keep the news in camp, because if they released it that Aubameyang or Lacazette had COVID and they didn't, and it could have been worse, the club rules, etc. And I get that. That is true. They can get sued, blah-de-blah, blah-de-blah. So when people say, why didn't he come out, Fran, and say, by the way, he's got COVID, which, by the way, I did at the beginning. I did say that. And then I started listening, looking into it and remembering that protocol is you can't really say anything until you have the facts, because things can come back, obviously, to, bite you in your backside, should I say. So it's a strange way to go about business. But as a manager, he had to do that. So he couldn't come out and say, by the way, they've both got COVID, or because they didn't know. And if they said they got COVID, yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Obviously, repercussions from that can happen. So from a club point of view, from a professional point of view, that's why he couldn't come out and say that. However, he did mention about a party, not party, as in a party that Aubameyang's son and players went, like Lacazette was one of them, and potentially because one of them had COVID, the other one obviously was in contact. As you know, it's the law. Then had to isolate or get a test and stay away. So he couldn't. None of them could play for the game on Brentford. Now, some would say, what a stupid thing to have a party and invite everyone round, 4 or 5 days before your first Premier League game. I think that's a bit weird to have. So obviously, he's not going by the rules, because I don't even know about the rules these days. Can you have parties? I don't even know whether you can have parties or not. I think you may be able to have them now. So if that's the case, fair enough. But if not, I think it's a bit strange to have a kids' party with everyone flying around when COVID. And, people ain't wearing masks, etc. and things like that. It's a little bit strange, to be honest. But that's why Aubameyang and Lacazette were not involved. Now, Aubameyang, no, in fact, let's wait for that one. He also was asked in the press conference about the Ramsdale. He said Ramsdale, etc. We've covered that. We spoke about Ødegaard. We've covered that. Spoke about the Brentford game maybe being off. He was a little bit disappointed that he heard that after, and he had to get a certain amount of players in the team to play. It wasn't a team that he wanted to play. Obviously, it wasn't the performance that he wanted to play. And then he said, are you feeling under pressure? And he was saying, of course, I feel a little bit under pressure, basically because you shouldn't be in any sports or football, but it's part of the game, etc., etc. So no one's really questioning him on the amount of money he's spent at the moment, which is, a little bit, thought someone would have just gone straight for the jugular. So let's get to a few comments before we go on to Aubameyang and the Chelsea game. So surely judging on a number of youthful transfers, the ownership manager team has to give Arteta a longish rope. They can't do that. They can't be that naive to think that these young players will be flying day one. And I think he knows that he's got a lot of time on his hands. And that's why he's gone this way. Social DRGS put Premier League told them to keep it shut about Abalaka and Renarson because it was the opening weekend. And that does not surprise me at all. The way football politics work, you would not believe it. Some of it is absolutely shocking. And, your nuts are tied. You've got big corporation ahead of you who tells you basically what to say. You are a lot of Muppets, and you are puppets being ran by Muppets. That guy D's, but are you going to jump on Kurt as a stream at R4? I don't think I am. Spoke to Kurt yesterday. I've not spoke to him since today. So I noticed that he was on at R4. So I thought, right, we best get on earlier because I know a lot of you want to go on and look Curtis's stream as well. So me and Kurt always try and make sure that happens to give you both, because you don't want to be why one's on and the other one's on and etc. It gives you all the best opportunity, because I know a lot of people look at both channels. They could have informed about the COVID many days ago, maybe. Big up, Fran, listening while I'll clean. Hope the family is good. All good. These sides. My grandfather once told me, if you have nothing good to say nothing. My opinion on Ronsdale and the window. Good advice. Bugs lives, but these transfer decisions will have long-term effects on the club. They could work one way or the other, couldn't they, Bugs? They really, really could. They could be fantastic, and they could be very lucrative, or they could go the completely wrong way. Arteta gets the sack and we are struggling. Jack's put, we're gonna be getting rid of a lot of the dead wood in the last week. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of activity, I think, in the last 7 days. I think you are. Fran, I think you need a new 3-piece funeral suit ready for Chelsea. My suit, I can't put my suit on again. Show Fran some love, people. Hit the like. Really, really do appreciate that. Be absolutely unbelievable, people. This one's not going to be a long one today. It's really not. I don't want, I know it's your Friday. You've got things to do. So it's not going to be a long one. We'll probably go for about, I don't know what we say now, 22 minutes. We might do, 30 to 40 minutes, and we'll see what we get through the chat, because it's the same old news. We don't want to, I think we're a little bit nervous for Sunday, to be honest. One thing I did want to stress, I'm about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from London, and I wanted to go to the protest and then come back and do a watch along. I've got zero chance after speaking to Curtis about that. So Curtis is going down because he's not too far. But unfortunately, I won't be able to get to the protest if I want to do my watch along as well. And we need to make sure that we get that game, because I think it will be an exciting game. So I won't be at the protest. So if anyone is there, make sure you at me and let me know. Curtis is scared you will take all his viewers if you stream the same time. He's probably busy. He's probably busy. Imagine printing Ramsdale on the back of a shirt. It's not going to happen. Does Ramsdale become England's #1 in 3 years? You don't know. I mean, if he ends up being #1 and smashes it for Arsenal, it's a good point, Ashton. You just don't. 3 years is a long time in football. You know that. Wow. You think about 3 years ago, some of the players who we never heard of who were flying, and also some of the players that were flying and are now terrible. Big up, Fran. When's the next collab with Big C? Lethal Duo. We spoke yesterday, and what we're gonna do, we are going to make sure the window's out the way, make sure the team is settled, and then we're gonna make sure we do a weekly thing. Every week, we're going to make sure we bring some up weekly for you. So it'll probably be a new show or one that I've already done, but we'll be doing that. So hold tight on that one. Beyond Sport, the COVID story sounds suspect to me, as they would know for sure about the maximum 24 hours first test. If anyone's in doubt, give COVID a shout. That's what's happening in the world at the moment. Albeast has put, I was hopping on a meeting you at the protest. Bummer. It would have been really good, because I did want to meet a few of you down at the protest. However, I've got to do the watch along, I've got to put myself through that watch along. So yeah, but there were plenty of times. We've even spoke about a few things about community meetup for the people who can and get there, things like that in the future, because I think that's very, very interesting. Community meetups would be good, so people in the chat can get to know each other if they live local, etc., and things like that. I think it's very, very important for people to know each other, because we help each other out in this chat. We really, really do help each other out. Shriffy's put, I just want to be able to sit down and watch the face of all the positive gooners who are hyping up Ramsdale and Ødegaard when these two players drop 5-10 performances every other week. You know what, Shrivik? Ødegaard is technically going to be our best player, but we need players to obviously help him be good. The Ozil, the prime example, and so many other players in world football. If they don't got the better players around them, they struggle with that. They really do, and they have to fit in a puzzle. You see, Smooth One J's put, big up your blood clot self, Fran. You speak facts, good content with a Curtis. Yeah, love it. Listen, big shout out with the homeland language. Absolutely love that, and thanks for popping in. I appreciate that. Bjorn's put, I'm guessing that Potter will be your next manager. What, more like Harry Potter? I actually like Graham Potter. I think he's all right. I like the way that he plays. Big up from Martinelli in the new 9. What will happen to Laka? well, Laka's going to have to go. I think people were saying, would you just let his contract run out or would you give him a year extension? He's not going to want a year extension. He's going to want a 2-year deal, and then he's going to sit nice. I'd take the risk. I'd have a try and get rid of him. It don't look like he's going to get rid of him now. And I would probably let his contract run out because you're not going to get any money for him. And also, he may, if I'm his agent, which most agents do, they will say, listen, if they don't offer you a 2-3-year deal on more money, like the stupid Xhaka situation, see your contract out and I'll get you double your money in another league. You know what I mean? So his agent will be in his ear. So I hope they don't offer him a year because for me, it's not moving forward again. I really don't, but I can see it. I can see it. I really can. Jesus Support, hi everyone. Just joined the stream. Aubameyang is back. We're going to get onto that in a minute. Few more comments. What's your opinion on Nick Pope and would you have preferred him hypothetically? I think Nick Pope obviously guaranteed wants to be number one. I think he'll cost more. I think he'd be more money. Sam Johnson would probably be the one that a lot of people would probably have gone for, to be honest. Big up that guy, Dean. Nice to see you. Nobody playing Laka. That stop, bro. Listen, I don't think no one's going to pay him that money, and that's the problem. Was no joke. I think he's much better manager than Arteta. I think Potter is a better manager than Arteta. He's proven to be that man. He's managed to stay a terrible Brighton team by staying to his philosophy and keeping him in the Premier League. 76 in the chat for a late shout out and an early stream. Unbelievable. So let's go on to the Aubameyang. Let's talk about obviously the game coming up at the weekend. As we know, huge game. I will cover this again later on because I'm going to do another stream and I'm going to speak about the teams. I might get on round about I'm going to tell you what, I might get on about 6 o'clock. I'll take some notes. I'll get on about 6 o'clock and we'll just run over a quickly Premier League and what's going on over the weekend and all the other teams, etc. So we'll get on about 6 o'clock again. The wife might not be happy with a couple of streams in that hours, but she's had her day. So we will see. But yeah, so hold tight tonight if you're not out with, doing whatever you need to do Friday night. I know what people are busy. So Aubameyang, listen, the team is back now. They're saying they're going to give him tests to see if he's obviously ready for the game. For me, he has to be in this team just to try and give the others a little bit of a boost. He's our captain. Would I keep him as the captain? No, I would not. Is he a leader? No, I don't believe he is. But when Aubameyang's on song, we know that he can score goals. But we've been saying this for too long. And I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Aubameyang. All right. However, you only get so much credit. You only get so much credit. And that's a big problem. Big shout out to Sebs, by the way. Yeah, we're on a nice ball run. We're at 48,500 at the minute, which is a little one. I've actually changed mine to USDT because I had a bit of a bad week. However, I've got a couple in Cardona, Hex, things like that. But if we don't break 50 quickly, if we don't break 50, which is the last point really, then be prepared for a huge dump. But if we break 50 to 51, then brace yourself for all-time highs with Bitcoin. So I will get back in with Bitcoin if we break 51. If not, I will short it. So quick one on the Bitcoin. So, yeah, he's back. I think he has to play. I really do think that he has to play. I've got to be honest, people, because a half-fit Aubameyang is going to be better. A lot of problem on him at the moment. A lot of problems with him at the moment. We know that. The relationship with Arteta, relationship maybe with the club. We don't know what's going on, but he has to play now. That then brings me on to the lineup. I can't see the lineup being any different because Ødegaard's visa, he's not going to be ready in time for him to play in this game. So he could possibly go back. He could go to a 3 because we look overexposed. We look very exposed at the moment. We've got a light. He's saying I look like a light-skinned lacquer. Same shape, Ed. 6 o'clock later on, it's in his diary. I better put it in my diary before you all waiting. Trivik has put, still can't understand why we've spent 130 million, same last season. It's not worse, yeah. Franny in the doghouse with the crypto right now, trust me. And that PS5, Crypto talk, let's go. If anyone wants to talk crypto, I'll have to do that another time. But message me. Sebs has put keep faith, friend. ADA all-time high in XRP in the moon. I know ADA's at all-time high today. I've only got a little bit in that because I took nice profits out later on. But my Hex is obviously staked for 3 years. And also I jumped on Pulse Chain, which will probably shoot up when it gets released next week. But I'll probably keep that for about 2-3 years and try and get some money back day trading. Social DRGs put on the surface, we haven't changed, but the foundations are being reinforced. True. Endengoon has put good afternoon, Fran, and all watching late to the party and no notifications. It was a little bit late, to be fair. Hendon was a little bit late, got to be honest. Simon Loke has put big up, Fran. He is watching from Malaysia. Absolutely love it. So it was a little bit late, and I'm going to do a stream again at 6. So look out for the thumbnail, put your notifications on. So we'll be speaking about just the roundup of the Premier League, let's be honest, this evening. So, yeah, I think he's got to go to a 3 at the back. I think Ben White, as we know, was very, very exposed. And Ben White is not the player you want to be. Ben White, you don't really want him one-on-one. If you're an attacking player, you fancy your chances versus Ben White on one-on-one playing. He's very good on the ball. He's not great aerially. So for 50 million, I can see why they did it. But if you put all his attributes together, he's good on the ball. And he's not a bad defender. But he can get over. If he's exposed, he's gonna get overrun. We've seen it. We've seen many attacking players twist him up like a pretzel, and the poor lad's walking off the pitch, upside down. So, but on the ball, he's very good. Very, very good. So we need that. And Pablo Mari, to be fair, he just didn't look fit. He looked very sluggish, and he was in trouble. So I think we've got to go to a 3 if we can get someone fit. 3, 5-2 would suit us. I don't think we're going to go like that. Maybe he's going to go for a 3-4-3, probably, which would be good. And we'll take it from there. But honestly, I am just not sure what he's going to go for, because if we go anywhere like or we did against Brentford, then I can't see anything but an absolute bloodbath, to be honest. I want a huge dump on BTC, and Hex owner said a bear run is coming and it's 80% drop. Probably, yeah, Hex will probably drop. BTC will drop. Listen, if BTC drops, they all drop. But Hex will probably get another 80-85% drop. And then hopefully it will stay in the bear run for 2-3 years. Then it will start again. But I just hope that my stack doesn't stay in the bear market for 3 years and makes no money with the Hex. So we will see. No one actually knows, but we're definitely going to have a bear market soon. And if we don't break that 50-51 on BTC, then the bear market will begin, because that'll be your second lower high. So we will see. But what happens with that front. But yeah, I think we need to go to a 4-3-3. What would your team be, people? I know, I won't be able to click on everyone's team, but what will your team be as a 4-3-3? It just depends if Gabby's fit or someone else in there. That's the only problem. If they're not, what do you do? But say Gabby is fit or say someone is fit, I would go White, Mari, Gabby. We would have to go Chambers because it put a little bit higher. Tierney, and then obviously Lokonga, Xhaka, can't play Ødegaard, so ESR, and then Saka, Aubameyang, and Pepe. That's what I would go for. So I don't see us doing anything else. The fact that Aubameyang has got half a chance of being back, he's really, really going to help the rest of the team, So I'm hoping that. Salman's put Fran, what's he put here? Let me have a look now. Fran, big up to your wife. My wife just walked past and said one of your wife's hair videos was legit. I'm clueless right now about it. Yeah. My wife's got a little channel. She does she's got curly hair, but she's got these GHD straighteners and all that. So yeah, if you've got any of your girlfriends, you might want to follow the wife. We need BTC to buy Madison. Yeah, we sure do. Press conference questions were ridiculous as ever, asking Arteta what his tactics are for the match, like he's going to tell you. And also, they didn't really badger him. I think one of them asked about why didn't you release the news earlier, and that was about it. It didn't really say, what's going on, what's the philosophy, what are we trying to do as a football club? They didn't ask him any questions. So you got to remember they can get banned. So again, they're walking on eggshells. Ashton's put, someone has just got to tight to Jorginho, or else he'll play long passes around the corner to Werner and Lukaku. Yes, interesting what we will do with that. Will we press or will we see? I think we need to press. If we don't press, I think we're in problems. I really, really do. Quick one, DeFi projects are very strong. Yep, they are. I'll play 9-1-1, 9 defenders, because need the police to stop Chelsea. Well, listen, Lukaku looks like he's going to play. They've not really said it. They're not going to, because then Arteta can line up. So, you know, we will see. I would have kept Saliba and played 3-4-3. Yep, makes sense. Social Dirty at the back, and I do, might work. Fran, man, why is Pepe not bigging up in the Premier League? There's a lot of elements, P-Trim, to be honest, when it comes to Pepe. He frustrates me. He absolutely makes me boil, because I know he's got skills to take players on. I know he can do a bit, and he can be a top player. He just doesn't do it enough. And I think that the style Arteta wants to play and the job that maybe Arteta is asking Pepe to do, he's just not good enough or comfortable doing it. It's not his first instinct. So I think, he got away with it in France, etc. But in the Premier League, it's slightly different. The English game is a lot more organised, a lot more rigid, a lot more discipline in the English game. And I think Pepe's not really taken to that. He's really not got the other side of his game. And the problem is, in England, fans, we demand work rate as number one. In other leagues, it's not maybe the case. You know, people do walk around the pitch because they've got so much talent abroad. Whereas England, it's all based on fundamentals, is hard work first. And when Pepe doesn't do well, you always question his work rate, which I do. And I think that's why. But I think there's a collaboration of a few things: style of play, Arteta's philosophy, game time, belief in him, and then ultimately him putting the shift in as well. Fran, are you worried about the lack of leadership in Arsenal backline? 100%. There's no leaders. I would not be worried playing against Arsenal. Never. I would not be worried. No one scares you. No one looks commanding. No one looks like they want to put someone in the stand. A strong challenge. I don't know if you see. So Chelsea, for example, Rudiger. People moan about Rudiger. Tuchel plays Rudiger because he's a full-on 100 player. He lets you know. There was a tackle the other week, which was a fine tackle. But modern day football, everyone's like, ooh, that was a bit harsh. He literally just won the ball and made sure the defender knew, I'm here, mate. I am here. I see that happened every game. I used to get that 3 or 4 times a week. Someone come running across because I was on the wing and absolutely smash me in half. And you just had to get up and get on with it. But it made you better. Rudiger plays that because he's no nonsense. You know, he's biting Paul Pogba in the Euros. He's smashing people. We need someone like that. We needed someone like that. People would say, but Fran, he's not great, but you could tell he's a leader. He's a winner. You know, he's a winner. So, which is interesting. Presser, I think that was asking Arteta if he was going cross, and inshallah, again, without any Andy Carroll. No more crosses, please. Brandon's put, big up Fran and the guys in the chat. Only thing I got from Mikel interview is that he wants players from 20 to 25 profile. 3-4-3 is best for us. I think we have to go 3-4-3. Social put, Lukaku hasn't got the best record against us, mind you, so it means he will get an hat-trick then. Yeah, history means nothing, doesn't it? Let's be honest. History is history for a reason. Pepe is a flop, some are saying. I wouldn't say he's a complete flop, but he's nowhere near the money that we paid for him. I can tell you that. He's nowhere near the money that we paid for him. I can tell you that. Really, really isn't. Florida, Frank can score a hat-trick against Ben White and Rob Holding and Callum Chambers. Listen, I don't know how quick they are now, but I bet I could keep up to speed with those three defenders easy. I think I could. So I was absolutely lightning when I was playing, but shifting the ball and getting past them, maybe not now in my old little legs when it comes to football, but honestly, I think I don't really want to go really, really bad. I don't really want to go bad. And I don't want to say, we're going to get battered like everyone's saying. And it's going to be a 5 and a 6 and a 0. And I think that's going a little bit too far. I don't think it's going to be a 5 and a 6 and a 0. I really don't. Will we get something? Possibly. Chances are lower than normal, but possibly we can get something. Let's be honest. Possibly. It's a game of football. That's why we love the game so much. Possibly we could get something from this game. I don't think it's going to be a battering from Chelsea. I really, really don't. We do quite well against Chelsea over the course, but as you say, like I say to social, history is history for a reason. But I think that we'll do okay. I think the players that were poor, nearly all of them in the Brentford game, I think they will step up. I also believe that Aubameyang being in the squad will give people another 10-15%, to be honest. Chris has put, who is the Real Madrid right back and the Barca right back? Can we not have a go at getting one of them? Well, Dest was always mentioned, but nothing happened about that. Maybe a lot of players don't want to leave Madrid or Arsenal, Barca to come to Arsenal. Would you? Some would say, well, but they need games, but some might not want to, I think there's a young lad who we've been looking at. I can't remember his name. Lukaku is my triple captain for this week's fantasy, and I don't trust Coman anymore. Fair enough. Social, I would like to see Torreira be given a chance. He's still got his number 11. He's a very, very good footballer, but for some reason, this does not fit in with Arteta at the moment. Watch somehow Arsenal win. Do not be surprised if Arsenal win. Tony C. Pepe needs to be more consistent with his performances. Disappears too often in games at present. I do think, though, Tone, because I'm the same, and when I look at it and analyze it, because he plays in the position that I played in, didn't he? I do think it's very hard for wingers to be in the game when your team is not doing very well, especially if you're not working. What you can say is, listen, he wasn't in the game, but he put a shift in. Because Pepe doesn't really put a shift in, if we're not on top, that's it. He's gonzo. He's not going to really give you anything else. So he definitely needs that other side of his game to improve in the English game, or he will end up leaving the English Premier League and we're not really knowing his true potential. S.A. Gooners put big up Fran. Hit the likes, guys. Really do appreciate it. 86 in the chat. It's growing on a daily basis. It's absolute. I just want to say, by the way, to everyone in this chat, right? I've started this channel in Dubai about 9 months ago. It was Curtis who told me. He returned my favor because I was the one who mentioned to him to start his channel a few years back. And he said, Fran, everything that you told me, you should start it. You're missing football. Come back to the UK. Get back involved in football. Get your love back. Start your YouTube. Job done. So I went, all right then. As you know, it's very hard to gain traction. You've got to be very consistent. But I said, you know what? I'm going to build a community and I'm going to be consistent as hell. I'm going to treat this like my football playing career. I'm going to turn up every day as much as I can, sometimes not every day, and put the effort in, build a community and build positive community. And I want it to get as big as possible. And I needed to be in England to do that. And for 9 months, I'm not joking, I've been doing this. And for 8 months, we got up to about 800 subscribers and we built a nice little community. In the last 30 days, I looked at the analytics, we've doubled our views, we've doubled our subscribers, we've doubled the size of our community, we've doubled the people that come in the stream, and that's all down to you. So I'm not going to give you a huge thank you yet. We're going to get to 2,000, then I'm going to put a huge thank you out. Hopefully we can do it by the end of the month, do the comp, and then we keep going from there and building. But unbelievable. Honestly, you are people that I speak to every single day, and I can't thank you enough for that. So, just a little thank you for you there, eh? Dubai, all fancy. Yeah, I was there for 2 years, I think, with the wife and the little one. Hence, Fran, the sensible gooner. I try and be balanced. Great channel, best presenter. Really do appreciate it. Hey, Fran, what position is key to still get? I think we need a right back. I really, really do think we need a right back, and it might allow Pepe to do some more, I really do. Never forget about the OGs when you hit the 2 million subs. Listen, you'll still be here, people. And if we ever hit 2 million, I'm going to take you all out, and make sure you clip that. We ever hit 2 million, and we're doing a huge community night out. All on me, I can tell you that. Josh, patience pays, mate. Unbelievable patience. Compound effect. I'm not going to get another book. Shall I get another book out for you? Here we go. Number one, The Compound Effect. Great book. We're not going into library settings yet, people. What are you undergoing in what you are undergoing is a hockey curve. Yeah, I think that's in the book, actually, what I'm just showing you. I'm sure it is. Leno, Turney, Chambers, White, Martinelli, Xhaka, ESR, Miles, Maitland-Niles, Saka, Abba, and Pepe. A lot have said Maitland-Niles. I think he probably would have done better. You are really consistent and the content is quality. yeah, I tell you what helps me a lot, and we help each other, is me and Kurt. We talk to each other daily. We're very close, and he's been a massive help. I was living in Dubai. I mean, it was fantastic. Best city I've ever been to. Just COVID was a bit of a problem, and my family couldn't travel back and forth, and sometimes I went months without seeing my kids and that, so it was tough. It was quite tough. So, but it was an unbelievable place. Definitely need a right back. And every time you lot mention subs or prize or money, my wife pops up. She pops up. Look, my wife pops up. She's always listening, you know, everyone. Be careful. She said 2 million, and she's in more shoes. 10 PS giveaway at 2 million. It won't be that bad, actually. By the time we get to 2 million, it'll be PS5. PS10, sorry. What do you think of Martin Ødegaard for the season? I think he'll do really well. I just hope that we play well as a team, because that kind of helps him play well, you know? If we're poor, we struggle. Never stay away from what you love. And that's a good point. I fell out of love with football for a long time. And me and Kurt, again, I mentioned Kurt a lot, he's very close. We fell out of love with football because of the politics that was involved. And then I went in agent work for a bit, and I hated what was going on. So I tried to come away from it for, 2-3 years. And I was just missing something. My wife was saying, you're missing something, aren't you? I said, I need to be talking football. I need to be back involved. So, thank you to everyone in the community that's making that happen. Fran, you're a family man. Listen, I've had kids from a young age, and it's not always gone as well as you want it to. When you have kids young, it's tough. But now, my girls and my family are probably, they're the most important thing to me now. And they keep me to stop doing stupid things and stay on the straight and narrow. I can tell you that. Fran, I've started playing your intro to the kids when I give them 1 minute deadline. Serious business. Get those kids on it, man. Tell them. Say, this is the one. And they'll probably react to it, to be honest. Shoes and handbags. Ruby can't pass a shoe shop. Tell me about it. She got some shoes for our wedding anniversary. Still in the box. Cost absolute fortune. Still in the box. Waiting for the right night to go out. Hey? Yeah, I wonder when that's going to be. S.A. Gooners put Fran and Curtis is the YouTube Messi and CR7. And Mario, by the way, my son loves Mario. So there you go. Saw you on Curtis Shaw. Just subscribe. Just do your thing. Absolutely love the support. Florida, the missus will be Gucci FC with head to toe at 2 million. I can tell you that. Fran be looking like Abra and all that drip when he hits 2 million. I do like plain clothes. Sariq Dembele is a baller. I'll be watching him tomorrow when I'm doing the radio. He's a very good player. They say behind a great man is a great woman. I can tell you that from I've had many relationships, and I can tell you that. But that's from my experience. That is very, very, very true, and very true. What is about women and shoes? When do men look at women's feet? That and when they always get the nails done. Can't get my head around it. I've never even looked at a woman's nails ever. Pepe played an inverted wing in Lille, and now he plays right mid. And he doesn't have the right back who overlaps consistently. It's kind of hard for him, but he needs a manager to help him. And I get that. And I think that's why he is not been, people class him as a flop, and me included. But maybe we've not taken it into consideration, everything else. Just the work rate, it does matter. It's just the work rate. Be careful, Fran, the missus won't make you dinner. Fran, you ever thought of being a manager or coach? The only thing with that, FN, is I'm quite deep on my philosophies. I'm very open-minded. But if, for example, I was to coach 15s and the under-16s had a different philosophy, me would be wasting my time. So that's why I stayed away from it, really. Stayed away from it. Earls put, Fran, this is making up a big channel. You have good commentary skills. Keep up the good work. Appreciate it. Channel is growing crazy. And again, it's all down to you. Spider's just walking across my remote, so let's get rid of him. The shoes and the nails are a warning to other women. It's not for us. I like that one. Right then, people, as always, I'm going to Brandon's put, he watches my wife's channel as well. Shared the channel to my sisters to watch. You are a real family. God blesses to you and all your family. Yeah, you see me and my little one. You don't see my daughters on there. My daughters are older, so they're not in the household. They're different. But you may see them in the future if we was to do personal vlogs. You don't really see them. They're big now. My 3 girls are big. So Fran and Curtis should do a documentary how they fell out of love with football. Yeah, few people have asked me about documentaries, so it's maybe something we'll do in the future. The good thing about this work and the good thing about the community, I get so many ideas. You know, Social gives me ideas. Chris gives me ideas. Ashton gives me ideas. Jashar gives me ideas. Wilson gives me ideas. Brendan gives me ideas. You know, BK, Earl, everyone in the chat, you give me ideas. So there's no ceiling for this, you know, and we can just grow and grow and grow. And I've got big, big dreams to try and make this community absolutely huge and have events, which sounds crazy, but imagine just having an event where everyone can just meet each other, talk about football and well-being, and also talk about getting better in life. You know, it would just be unbelievable. It really, really would. A couple more, and then I've obviously got to shoot. Fran, I'll get you in the neck later. I hope you compliment her on her hair and nails. I always do. Always make sure you do that. Big up, Fran. The future is bright. Going to watch the stream from the beginning. Come in late. Big up, everyone. Great topic. And what the pegging? I don't know what you mean, Social. I don't know what you mean. Friends going worldwide, tour coming. Listen, America would be unbelievable. And that's something, again, so many different things. So many different things. We're here for the support. The channel is more than football. A lot of good talks about life. And that's what I like to bring. You bring a lot of positive vibes, mate. And that's what I like. That's what I like, people. Right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to shoot. A few people have asked to try and bring some content later on with what's going on in the Premier League. So I'm going to jump back on. What time are we on now? I'm going to jump back on in an hour and 40 minutes, people. I'll try and get a thumbnail out in the next 20, 25 minutes. Put your notifications on. And we'll talk about the Premier League, the standout results of what coming over the weekend later on at 6. So I'll see you in about an hour and a half. See you soon.